everybody! Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming the first the first video of my Pan Those Eyeshadows for 2022. Just a little bit about this video series if you've never seen one of these before. Pan Those Eyeshadows is a project created by Alexandra here on YouTube. It's a very fun project where you hone in on certain shadows and you try to use them enough to hit pan. It's a great way to get use out of your collection and also kind of learn more about your own makeup preferences. It's a good way to force yourself into some new color stories that you might not have otherwise dipped your toes into. I've been doing this for the last 2 years. Last year was not so great. I didn't even really film like a wrap up. So clearly I have not been super consistent, which is why this year I'm going to be making a few changes. The first thing, also, I feel like you can't even see my eyebrows in this lighting. I think that's better. I don't know. Last year, my goal was to do an update each month, like I was pretty able to do in 2020. But 2021 was much busier. Oh, why didn't I get closer before? One of the things that I decided for this year is that I'm not going to try to make it a monthly thing. It's gonna kind of be more like benchmarks. So rather than uploading one video a month where maybe I didn't hit pan on anything and recording the video, I just kind of dread it. And it's like, okay, what? I'm gonna sit in front of a bunch of people and tell them that I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I don't know, like, it's a little disheartening, and I think what might be nice is to kind of do progress updates instead. So, you know, maybe I have a goal of like, I want to hit pan on this one, and then once I hit pan on a certain eyeshadow, then I record an update, or like, I want to do 3 this go around, and if that's doable, I can try that, and then once I hit those 3, I record an update. Something like that, where I don't feel as restricted by time, especially because my schedule can change a lot. You know, there are some times in the year where I'm more available than others. So yeah, that's the first thing I want to do, is just be more flexible with posting updates, because clearly last year I wasn't able to do once a month anyway. And so I just want to kind of put it out there off the top that this is not going to be super consistent, which I apologize for, because I know for people who like watching these videos, myself included, consistency is important. But I also know that I hate recording and putting up a video that I feel is boring, and that I wouldn't want to watch. That's change number 1. Change number 2 is that I am going to be going back down to 5 shadows from 6. I started with 5 in 2020. I did 6 in 2021. I'm gonna go back down to 5 in 2022. And then last, if you've been watching me for a bit, you know that I say this so often, but this time I swear I mean it. I'm going to be more flexible with myself. I have to. Like, sitting down to film this, I feel happy now and I feel good, but sitting down to film this, I was kind of dreading it for a moment. I don't know. Other people, if you do pan those eyeshadows, you probably understand. It can start to feel like a lot of a task, and I kind of was feeling that way. And now I feel good and I'm so happy to be filming this, but I think a big part of that is just like, even though I keep saying that I want to be flexible with myself, I'm not, and I still kind of get down on myself when I want to give up on a shade, or when I roll something in and I don't like it. And if the last 2 years have taught me anything, it's that I don't want to do things that I don't want to do. And so I'm going to be much more intentional about the shades that I'm rolling in and what I'm choosing to work on. But anyway, like I said, I'm so excited to be filming this. I've got some coffee, I've got some pizza, and I'm feeling really good, and I'm so happy to be talking with you all again. I'm so excited to start this new year and to watch everyone else's videos. I really enjoy making the other videos I make on here, but obviously Pan Those Eyeshadows holds a special place in my heart. Let's just kick off a nice year and let's just have some fun and not make this a stressful thing. So here's the thing. At a certain point, I very much lost track of how much I was using these shadows, because I was using them in December and January. and I didn't keep track in January, and also I didn't for a lot of December. So I just have kind of general guesses, and I think I undershot my guesses, and even then, oh my gosh. I have used these shadows so many times, and I'm gonna let you know right now, there's really not much progress on them, which is why I'm not gonna reset entirely for the new year, but it's gonna be a pretty new color story. The first shade that I'm gonna be talking about today is Ice Cap from Menagerie Cosmetics. And this is what we have. So thankfully, I did hit pan on this one really not too long ago. I used it, I think, over these past couple months, roughly like 6 times, but that's 21 uses total, which is crazy because these are pastels, so they're powdery. Like, that's just how the formula is, and it still took me a pretty long time to hit pan. It wasn't until I used a pretty dense brush that I hit pan. These kind of fade away somewhat quickly, but this is one of the only ones of these like pastel menagerie shades where even after it fades away, it doesn't look kind of like blotchy, splotchy, you know what I mean? So thankfully, we are rolling this guy out just in time for February. The color story will probably be a bit more romantic, and so I'm happy to roll out this blue. The next shade is Float Your Crib from the ColourPop Mandalorian. No, this isn't the Mandalorian one. This is the Child palette in collaboration with ColourPop and the Mandalorian series. The shade was called Float Your Crib. I'll show you what it looked like if I can. And this is what we're seeing this month. A good dip is happening. I think in December and January, I used this roughly 8 times, which again, that's a total of 28 uses. What's happening? Frankly, right now, I don't know if I'm gonna be rolling this out or not yet. I wanna wait until we go through all of these and then I'll decide. Next shade, this is No Faux in a customizable buxom palette that I had made for myself. Here's what we're seeing today in the last couple of months. I have used this roughly, maybe 7 times, probably more. Total of 22 uses, which that makes a little bit more sense for me for this one because this is so pigmented and it's a very good shadow, so you really don't need to pick up much, but I've used this on my nails like 3 times. Speaking of which, in the last video, or a few before, I had a question about using your eyeshadow as nail polish, and I will be posting a link to Rebecca Morgan's video where she kind of explains how she does that, if that's something that you're interested in. But I don't know, I think I'm gonna keep going with this one. I'm determined. I am wearing it right now on the outer part of my lid. This next shade doesn't have a name, it's just a yellow-orange shade from the Take Me to Brazil palette by BH Cosmetics, which is very old. Here's what we're looking at today. There's a dip. I used it a lot just to kind of like blend out up here, like as a transition shade. I just want to say I really love what's happening with my makeup today. I'm very happy with how it came out. This shade's a nightmare. I have used it this last time 7 times, maybe, probably more, total of 23 times. 23 uses. Like, are we sure? Am I missing something? I don't know. Like I said before, Emma had the same problem with this shade, and I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna move on. This next shade is Spirited from the Cella and Bella Beauty thingy in the Blushing Rose eyeshadow palette. And this is this month. So, I mean, just look at how yummy these look. In the past couple of months, I have used this roughly 8 times, bringing us to a total of 13 uses, which, I mean, that's about what that looks like. And I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna be keeping this in this next go around. It's a very pretty shade. Next shade is from the Escape Pod by Kaleidos. It is called Terrace. It is a warm brown shade I will show you last month. There's a teeny tiny itty bitty little dip. Again, super pigmented. I'm wearing it in my crease today and blended up. It's a beautiful eyeshadow. It's gorgeous. And I mean, this palette overall is just stunning. This like green shade on the inside is Saturnalia right here. But yeah, really not much visible use at all, but it's always good to have a warm brown. So I think I'm probably gonna keep this one in as well, but I'm pretty confident I'm just not gonna ever hit pan on it because, again, that's 10 uses and I have like hardly a dip. I feel like this would probably take, I don't know, 40, 50, somewhere upwards of 40 uses to hit pan. So I can see myself rolling this out in the future, but I do want to use it for this upcoming month because, again, February, I want to do some romantic looks and I feel like this would be nice for that. So I'm definitely keeping in Terrace. I am keeping in, I didn't even say the name of this shade. This, oh yeah, I did. This is Spirited. I'm going to keep that one in. And I think I'm actually also going to keep in No Faux because I feel like I've spent a good amount of time with this one and I just feel determined and I always like using it. So we're gonna keep going with that one. I'm gonna go ahead and insert some pictures of looks from this last color story. So yes, these are the 3 shades that I'm keeping and I'm going to be rolling out Float Your Crib and this yellow orange shade. And I actually am rolling this one out. As I said before, I'm gonna be a bit more selective. So I have chosen specific eyeshadow palettes that I wouldn't mind rolling in. And these are them right here. Very pink and purple. It kind of looks like I did that on purpose, but there's no rhyme or reason to why these are the ones that I chose. I just feel like I wouldn't mind having these in here, even though I'm only pulling in 2 and I kind of just want to pull in all of them, but that makes no sense. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and number these 1 through 11, and then we will pick a number. Okay, I just put them in a pile and 1 through 11 is down to up. And we're getting to a Masquerade palette by Juvia's Place. If you've been with me, you've seen this many times. Obviously, I have pan in 2 of these shadows, but I'm pretty sure this has been in this project at least 3 times. Let's just see what happens. So I'm gonna roll in a number 1 through 14, which is how many shades in here do not have pan in them. And we're gonna see how I feel about it. That's number 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I actually already know that I don't like this shade. It's pretty patchy. So I'm gonna roll again and I'm gonna start from the beginning. It's gonna be number 7. This is the, what is it called? Make Believe in Yourself by Tarte. Pretty old palette, but I'm really into these like nice shimmers lately. I have had this in this project before. This is Mystic. It's this purple right here. These I know are hard to hit pan on, but I think it would still be fun to roll one of these in. How should we count these? I guess I'll start 1 and then go around, and then this one will be, what is that? This will be 11, 9. So that one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, this is gonna be Crystal. Oh, this is a very pretty shade. Sort of like purplish, like dusty purple. Yeah, it's beautiful. I don't know how to describe this, but it reminds me of Barbie's Rapunzel. Do we remember that? I don't know, something about this shade, kind of like the purple pink silver thing going on. Ugh, it's so pretty. Okay, I'm happy with this. So that shade is going to be called Crystal. Again, this one right here, and I'm really excited to pull this guy back out. I feel like when I first got it, I wasn't that excited about it, but I definitely have a newfound appreciation for this. And I think it'll be really fun to play with this. So I'm excited about that one. I feel like this next one should probably be a matte, But, oh, I guess now we're rolling 1 through 10. I'm doing the same thing again, where each shadow I want it to be from a different palette. All right, and I got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is the Miss Bliss palette from ColourPop. This is one of the newer palettes in my collection. It looks like this, lots of pinks and oranges, which I think will go beautifully with this color story. And I'm kind of hoping we roll in a matte, so let's see. Number 8, this one, yay! Okay, this is called Optimistic. It's just this kind of like peachy coral. Oh, it's a lot lighter than I thought it would be, actually. Interesting. Which, oh my gosh, I think is so beautiful with this story. I am very happy about this. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for, sorry, just look at that reflection. I almost want to do my makeup all over again, but that's okay, I won't. And if I don't feel like going for pink, I've got a lot of other things in here that can lean in other directions. So this is exciting. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have been with me the last couple of years, thank you for sticking around. If this is your first time watching my channel, thank you so much for giving me a chance. I would like you to stick around. I would love to have you here. And if you also do pan those eyeshadows, if you're doing one in 2022, let me know. I'm so happy to be back and to be doing this, and I will see you very soon. Enjoy your 2022, Happy New Year, and live, laugh, love. Goodbye.